Okay.
Are we on?
We're on.
We're on.
I'm Jackie Smith.
I'm Russell Martin.
And Tim.
And I'm Tim Ritalik.
Reaching us from where, Tim?
I am coming to you from the high desert in the great American Southwest, from the city of Grand Junction on the edge of the Colorado Plateau.
Man, I'll bet it's beautiful there.
How's the weather out there, Tim?
It is. The weather is, it is warm in the sunshine. It is cool in the shade. Whenever the breeze blows, that feels cool. The humidity is about 10%.
Oh, wow. Is it
nice.
Is it green out there, or is it deserty type? I mean, what kind of a environment are you in there?
Well, this valley, the Grand Valley of Colorado, would be dry as a bone desert, except for the Colorado River running through the middle of it, if it were not for irrigation. But the entire valley is irrigated, so it's very green. Just starting to see some fall colors down here. Up in the mountains, the aspen have actually peaked and are kind of fading. When they're at their peak, they have such a bright yellow that it almost seems to glow with its own inner light.
Wow. And we are listening to Community Service Radio. Yay.
From the Pop Street Music Academy in Sellersburg, Indiana. We're at 406 Pop Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
And who runs this is Jackie Smith. This is the Pop Street Music Academy where he teaches music, vocal.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's fun.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And Tim is too. He gets the better view. But we're looking at each other. Here's to nice fresh coffee.
Yeah.
Nice fresh coffee. There you go.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
So what's going to be the topics tonight? Anybody have anything special that they want to talk about?
Well, all I know is that I'm deplorable.
Go Trump. Yeah.
Go Trump. Well, I am. I'm deplorable. But I feel like even though I'm deplorable, that I have redeeming values. And so that might be a good topic, redeeming values. And what was I? What am I? And what am I going to be?
We might ask Trump that.
Well, I know what he was. He knows what he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was a businessman that...
I heard a lot said about him today where he is... Words are not going to hurt. I mean, they're words.
Sure.
But,
was it disgusting? Yes.
Yes.
But was it something that's just words? Is it what he is? We might have been listening to the same program.
I know no one died.
Right. No one died, and
no one lied. So there you go.
Yeah. Sometimes we use...
All I can say...
Yes.
All I can say is I wasn't the same person 10 years ago that I am now.
No, I'm not
I'm
either.
a completely different person.
Good point.
A couple of years ago, Paula Deen, the chef,
yes,
right,
was called to task for things that she had said 30 years before.
Isn't it crazy?
No one is the same person
Right.
they were 30 years ago.
And look what happened to this young man, this Billy Bush, that turned this stuff loose.
Yeah.
He's been suspended from his job.
He's under fire. Yes.
And the knucklehead is the one that turned it loose. I mean,
yeah.
What did he expect to gain?
What was he thinking? Because that's like private talk. Let me tell you something. I was listening to a program today. It was Dennis Prager, and Hillary was caught using the she said the term MF Jew thing, and it was like it wasn't. Was that what she was? Is from then on? No, it was just something she said, and he defended her because that's not what she meant. As far as what she's not a deplorable as far as the things that we say. I don't even know how to put this into words. Tim, help me. I don't even know how to put this into words. It's what you say is not so much what you are. You're just caught in the moment.
Right. I agree.
And that is often true.
That's me. I shoot from the hip a little too often, and I get a little too excited, and I get going. So
yeah,
if I want to make a major decision, I more often than not do what they call sleep on it. You know, I'll think about it today, and what I think today is not going to be the same thing I think next week or next month.
That's right.
So, yeah, you're right. I agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
Out here, they have an old cowboy saying.
What's that?
You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them proportionally.
That's nice. That's a nice
And
saying.
I have found that to be good advice. Also, over the last several years, I have kind of tried to discipline myself with a single question. And that question is what I'm about to say likely to lead to the outcome I want?
I call that asking the second question.
If you can condition yourself to have that thought cross your mind every time you're going to open your mouth, it will serve you well.
Yeah.
So every question is kind of rhetorical, right?
Yeah. Or ask yourself the second question first. So another thing that struck me is that King David, he was, he killed his best friend just to get his wife. And it's a deplorable thing. It's a terrible thing. Now, what did he do when he was busted? Did he sit there and deny it and run away and hide in a corner and cower and say, no, no, no? He said, yeah, that was me. That brings me to Trump. What did he do when he was busted with this
He came
tape?
Out and admitted what he had done, and he apologized.
Yeah, he said, yeah, that was me. Man, gosh, I wish I didn't say things like that, but it happens, you know. He
said he was embarrassed and he apologized for it, and I watched that videotape of him apologizing and saying he was going to go on, and I have to say, that's when it kind of changed my mind from. I talked to you about it.
You did.
I went on the medbed wagon for a little while.
You did.
And I thought, no, it's Trump now more than ever.
Yeah.
And besides, he's the only candidate we have.
Well, think about it this way. Does that define who he is? It doesn't. Does it define who he's fighting for? It doesn't.
No, you're right. That's not his job. I'm sure he's going to do his job great.
Trump was a deplorable turned presidential. And he knows where we're at. The man feels for us. And I feel that I think every fiber in that man's bones is trying to give back to America and trying to save us too from a really bad future.
And he is one of the only people on the planet that can do that.
I have to agree. It takes somebody with his tenacity, his strength, his gumption, his cojones,
his money,
his money,
and his experience, his background. He's not got a bad background at all.
No, he doesn't. He's really tough, and yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
And he certainly has several character attributes that are sadly missing from a lot of even the best people in the Republican Party.
Oh man, you are so right.
You're right, Tim. Yeah, I agree.
And to see things,
if we could take his business acumen, his patriotism, like you said, his tenacity, and give that to say a Trey Gowdy or a Paul Ryan.
Wow, Trey Gowdy.
They would be more. That would be like a political Superman.
Yeah. Well, Paul Ryan just turned right around and says, "That's it. I'm not supporting him." And that's when Mike Pence said, "Oh, well, then I guess I'm not supporting you. Go do your thing by yourself." Because he was supposed to show up today.
Oh, I didn't get to hear that.
Yeah,
wow,
Mike Pence said, "See you. Have fun."
Well, I understand that Paul Ryan's got a big job, and he needs to stick to the Republican Party and make sure that the House gets as many Republicans in it this November as possible. Anyway, so
you
Ryan,
know what?
Go do that.
You don't back down from your candidate, though. You just don't do that, especially when this is just something that was said. It's not something that was done. Did you either of you watch the debate?
I watched the first.
I watched it.
5 minutes of it.
I was amazed. I was worried.
I was rolling I was rolling down I-70 as the debate was going on, so
Okay.
I get a pass on that.
I have a copy of it. Though.
All right.
My wife recorded it for me.
I was worried. I thought that this was it. If Trump didn't, he was going to have to be on the offensive, and I knew that in my gut. If he wasn't on the offensive, he would have lost this debate bad. And what he ended up doing was, oh my gosh, getting 80% plus on every poll. Because he was not only tough and strong, he did it in the right style. When there were things that he did that shocked and surprised everybody too. Like an example was he came right out and he says, I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say this. I have to. I'm going to say it. If I get to be president, I'm going to appoint a special prosecutor to I'm going to assign this prosecutor to your case, Hillary Clinton, and we're going to see where it lands, see where it lays with a special prosecutor.
Yeah, I heard that.
And
is this to look into the Clinton Foundation?
To look into the email scandal.
The email scandal.
Email gate.
Yeah.
And so and then she came right out and she says, "Boy, it sure is a good thing we don't have him as president. You see what he would do?" He said, "Well, if I," and then she came out and she was talking like
something
that
about the law.
How and he says, "Well, actually, if I was president, you'd already be in jail."
Right. Right to her face.
Prison, right to her face. And it's not because of him that she would be in prison. It's because he would make sure that the letter of the law in this republic, this great republic that we live in, was adhered to. And that is amazing when he did that. He right to her face, didn't flinch, didn't blink. And he also mentioned to her that, and to Bill, who was sitting in the audience, that 3 of his rape victims were sitting together. See him over there? Yeah.
Right. Well, he tried to get him up on a stage, and
they wouldn't let him. Yeah.
You know,
and the moderators and Hillary were all 3 ganging up on Donald Trump, and that's when he came out. Boy, here we go, 3 against 1. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he called them out on this.
A lot of people agreed to that today.
Yeah, and Hillary went over by 1 minute, and they did nothing. And he called them out on that. And here I go over 1 second, and you're all over me. I think something needs to happen here. And he's 100% right. This has just been deplorable. So us deplorables, and he called her out on that. The deplorables and unredeemables is what she called us. Mm-hmm. So that's how you're going to treat the nation, Hillary. Sorry. It's just how it is.
Yeah, she's no better than Trump is. And she just, as far as saying things.
Sure, all of us are not.
Like Paula Dean did.
Yeah.
And, but a lot of what she has to say has been pretty hateful, pretty mean. Mm-hmm.
And purposeful.
And a lot of what she has to say is right now and not 10 years ago.
It's right. It's happening right now.
Point.
Yeah. And like Paula Dean, 30-something years ago, and boy, they ran her over the coals. Mm-hmm. And it's just where our nation was then. It's just where it was. Well, here's where it is now.
Well, you mentioned Paul Ryan a while ago, and not just Paul Ryan, but Hillary has really got to worry about what's going to happen to her if Trump gets to be president, and so does Paul Ryan.
Yes, he does. Because
Paul Ryan is as much as the establishment as anybody up there.
And he's proving it daily.
And his butt is going to get... I think he's going to have to pay for what he's doing too, whatever that is.
Yeah, he is going to have to pay for it. Hey, guys, we have 40 seconds left. So let's get something in here. Tim, say your piece.
Well... oh gosh, you're going to put me on the spot here.
30 seconds.
Well, I am, even though I did not get to see the debate.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, Trump won the debate.
Hands down.
And yes. So that is good news, because the choice is not Trump or not Trump.
Yeah.
The choice is Trump or Hillary.
Yeah. Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
And with that being said, everyone have a great evening.
Goodbye from Colorado. See you next week.